If you're applying to medicine or dentistry in the UK, you might want to check out my brand new personal statement course, which condenses all the lessons that I've taken from my Future Doc program, where I've successfully coached now hundreds of people getting into their first choice medical school. In this course, we condense down all the knowledge and lessons that I've taught over my 11 years coaching students and give you a formula for exactly how to write a personal statement that's going to get you to the next stage of the application, which means basically being invited to interview. As you know, the personal statement is a massive part of the medical school application. Not only does it dictate whether you get invited to interview, but it also sets the tone for how your interview is going to go. Selectors and interview panelists use your personal statement at interview to guide the sort of questions that they're going to ask you. So if you can write a really outstanding personal statement, this will really make your interview much more plain sailing than if you've written a load of cliches or cringy things that they're going to pin you down on and ask you difficult questions about. In this course, we're going to teach you how to write a mature, elegant personal statement that not only gets you invited to interview, but then makes the interview a lot more smooth sailing. The steps that we're going to look at on this course are firstly how to gather the information. Basically, that means what to pick and include in your personal statement and things that you should probably leave out. Here we teach my information bank method, which is a complete system for ensuring you capture all of the experiences that you've had that you want to include in your personal statement and knowing which ones should be put in and left out. The next thing we do is look at how to structure your personal statement in a way that optimizes a way of presenting the information in a manner that makes them want to invite you to interview. We'll also teach you how to write a really strong opening and closing line and avoid those cliche, cringy opening lines that I see so many times with personal statements that people think they're writing something really inspiring, but actually it just makes people roll their eyes and potentially throw your personal statement in the bin. So again, we're going to give you another formula to write a really strong, authentic opening line that's going to grab people's attention and make them want to read on for the rest of the statement. After this, we'll look at some of the traits that you need to be demonstrating from your work experience. When you talk about your shadowing, your volunteering, and your paid work, selectors want to see that you've gleaned certain things and gained certain traits from the experiences that you've had. So we'll look at the perfect way to word this that demonstrates that you've understood and got the lessons that you need to have learned from your work experience. Also, a lot of people have been struggling to get work experience, and we can talk about ways around this and little tricks that you can do to make sure that you're not left at a disadvantage if your shadowing or volunteering is lower than you would have hoped for. Next, we'll show you how to use the extracurricular section to stand out and grab selectors' attention from the other hundreds of personal statements that they're reading. Next, and probably the most important module of the entire course, is that of writing style. Once you've done this lesson, you're going to look back and cringe at the way that you used to write before, because I get so many students who send me personal statements to review, and they don't realize that they're writing in this really cringe-worthy official style that they think sounds good and makes them look clever. But as soon as they do this lesson, which is a lesson that I had to learn when I was at medical school to help improve my writing style, once you've had your eyes open to how you should be writing versus how it sounds when you write in this old way, you will realize just how ridiculous the old style was and just how much you can improve not just your personal statement, but any essay writing going forward in the future. So by then, you should know all the lessons that you need to make sure that you write what is a truly outstanding personal statement, enough for selectors to want to invite you to interview. After that, we'll look at some examples of personal statements, looking at the good, the bad, the ugly, and then I'm even going to show you a personal statement that a student submitted to me, which wasn't particularly great, and how we workshopped that to raise it to a standard that got them invited to an interview at Oxford. So if you feel like joining, I look forward to seeing you on the course and teaching you the exact same method that I've taught hundreds of students to take what is an okay personal statement and transform it into a truly outstanding one that gets you invited to interview.